people, it's your TTA Pro, Mr. O, back with another episode. النهارده نراجع مع بعض EST Fictional Passage رقم 5 The Great Gatsby. So قبل ما نبدأ عايزين نتكلم بس عن ال overall ideas or the main ideas. احنا ممكن نبدأ من number lines 1 until lines 9. كان بيركز على الفاذر والفاذر بيعلم ابنه that you should trust people, right؟ يبقى عندك ثقة في الناس. You should trust people. And then in the next paragraph, we talk about how a narrator اللي بيحكي القصة هو عايز يبقى واثق في الناس, however he was taken advantage of. صح? So هو بيحاول ما يحكمش حد. It says here, and I understood that he meant a great deal more than that. In consequence, I'm inclined to reserve all judgments. So هنا بيقول أنا بحاولش بحكم أي حد. Right? ما بحاولش أحكم أي حد. However, near the end, هو بيتكلم عن الجادجمنت تاني. هو بيقول هنا في concluding sentence, reserving judgments is a matter of infinite hope. I'm still a little afraid of missing something if I forget that, as my father suggested, and I snobishly repeat. So he's basically saying that أبا محكمش حد, it's an infinite hope. يعني حاجة يعتبر حاجة hopeless, مش هتحصل, مش حاجة عملي, بس نفسه دايما يبقى يحكم أو يحكمش الناس. And then he shifts the discussion here, right there. Only Gatsby, the man who gives his name to this book, was exempt from my reaction. So هو ما بيحاولش يحكم حد, بس ده هو مش شايف ده مش عملي وغصب عنه بيحكم الناس, except for Gatsby, right? Except for Gatsby. So when we introduce Gatsby, صاحبه بقى, he says, well, ما بحاولش أحكمه. Now, keep in mind, Gatsby, he loves and hates Gatsby. This part right here بيحكي لنا, for which I have unaffected score. I hate him, but also I do like him. If personality is an unbroken series of successful gestures, then there was something gorgeous about him, some heightened sensitivity. So it's interesting that, he shifts his persona, he shifts his perspective. I'm a chef, Gatsby. Now we continue discussion later on في passage. I think here بنتكلم عن الفامily والfamily history, the narrator's family and family's personal history. وفي الآخر الناريتور بيحكي لنا عن ازاي هو أو ليه هو رجع الميدوست. وبيحكي لنا بعد الحرب he returned to the Midwest where he lives and works. So let's begin review. Let's begin with review. The narrator's family can best be characterized as politically ambitious, descended from royalty, affluent and established, deeply divided. So عايزين نرجع ونتكلم عن الفاميلي, واتكلمنا عن family من في كذا locations. However, أكتر مكان اتكلمنا على الفاميلي كانت هنا. I think it was somewhere here, my family. Right here. My family have been prominent, well-to-do people in the Middle Western city for 3 generations. They're a clan, they're well-to-do. So prominent and well-to-do means في فئة أو طبقة العالية. So not politically ambitious. أيوة ممكن جاي من dukes. However ما بيكلمناش عن سياسة or where we discuss سياسة. Descended from royalty برضو. Although this is mentioned, the clan carries are something of a clan, and we have tradition that we're descended from the Dukes of Buccleuch, but the actual founder. So it looks that's true, but it's not. They're not descended from loyalty. Affluent and established, yeah, صح. This is clearly stated هنا. They're prominent, well-to-do people. Affluent يعني طبقة العالية. Established يعني عائلة كويسة. Deeply divided, the عكس الباسج عشان they're a clan, and the narrator he describes them as a clan. So number 1 هنقول answer C. Let's go to question number 2. Now question number 2 is not too hard. ليه؟ عشان احنا خلاص we identified the evidence, صح؟ ما كنتش عارف ده كان سؤال evidence. So I guess here من line 80 until 83 my family is a well-to-do people from Middle Western from 80 until 83. Very clear and very direct. ده ما أعتقدش الاتنين دول ما فيهمش شك. Number 3, the narrator's father advises him to. Now, ده جه في البداية, right? ده جه في البداية. And here, this is what the father says. See, my father gave me advice, so هنا السؤال بيسألنا على الادفايس ايه هو. Whenever you feel like criticizing anyone, he told me just remember that all the people in this world haven't had the advantages that you had. So بيقول هنا don't criticize people. صح. Be more selective in his criticism. So إجابة B معناها well نقد الناس or criticize الناس بس مش دايما. Maybe associate only with advantaged people. Well, no, عشان father شكله متواضع برضه, he's humble. It's not really mentioned at all. Answer B. Recognize his privileged background برضه. Maybe. And we'll discuss A and C دلوقتي. Engage in frequent self-reflection. This sounds correct. Answer D. Unfortunately, I wouldn't say that بيقولوا frequent self-reflection فكر في نفسك وفي الأكشن. It's not really mentioned directly. So we can go with answer A or C. Now, again, if you go back to the text, هو بيقول هنا, just remember that all the people in the world haven't had the advantages that you've had. So بيقول الناريتور هو معظم الناس ما عندهمش advantages اللي عندك, وفهمنا برضو من الباسج وجايب عيلة محترمة وعيلة كبيرة. So I wouldn't say be more selective with criticism. هو بيقول don't criticize or before criticizing لازم تفهم ناس مش زيك جايين من فئة مختلفة. So we can go with answer C. Recognized his privileged background. Number 4. As used in line 3, turning over means. So we'll go to line number 3. My father gave me advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. So اداله advice and then he's been thinking about the advice. So inverting معناها to flip physically صح؟ بدل تحت يبقى فوق مثلا. Analyzing يعني تحليل, يفكر في حاجة of course. Surrendering يستسلم. So بيستسلم من advice? No. Reorganizing يعني نظمها تاني. So he's analyzing it. Answer B. Number 5. The narrator's experience in college can be best described as. Now, this is a very general question. It's not an easy question. Question number 5. لازم أرجع تاني للجزء اللي كان بيكلمنا عن college, and I think it was here in the second paragraph. I think it was here in the second paragraph. Where, and he mentions college right here in college. Where does he say in college? Where does he say in college? Here you go. In college, I was unjustly accused of being a politician because I was privy to the secret griefs of wild, unknown men. Okay. So, what did he do or how did he experience college? He kept secrets of people. Okay. He's just politically active? No. He was unjustly accused. So, هو بيشتغل في السياسة unjustly يعني طلع مش صحيح. So, he's not politically active, actively focused. Logically نقول B بس مش موجودة. Socially isolated. I mean, no, عشان الناس بيقولوا له أسرارهم. A repository for other secrets. Answer D. عشان هو بيقول هنا very clearly, I was privy to the secret griefs of wild men. I would pay attention to the griefs, the secrets of men. I would hear the secrets of other people. Question number 6, question number 7. I think this is an evidence question for number 6 or 7. So خليني برضو أكتب لكم evidence هنا من 56 until 62. 62 until 65. Hold on. 56 until 65. I'm actually write this again. Excuse my lack of numbering correctly. 65 until 79, 73 until 74, 75 until 79. So هرجع تاني. The relationship between the narrator and Gatsby is best characterized as one of unaffected scorn. احنا قرأناها من the main ideas لما اتكلمنا عن Gatsby. And we find here it's unaffected scorn. Unaffected scorn. So Fika has locations, by the way, where we say this as well. Where do we discuss Gatsby? Right here. So عايزين نركز على evidence برضو بيكلمنا عن how he feels about Gatsby. We're looking for the relationship. We're looking for حاجة بيوصف لنا relationship. So if you go to 56 here, Gatsby, for which I have unaffected scorn, if personality is an unbroken series of successful gestures, then there is something beautiful about him. Then there's something gorgeous about him, some heightened sensitivity to the promises of life, as if he were related to one of those intricate machines that register earthquakes 10,000 miles away. So this shows us how he feels about Gatsby. Now لازم نرجع ونفكر شوية بقى. What does this mean? Okay, what does this mean? Well, it means that he hates him, but برضه he loves him. He had unaffected scorn. He had hate بس في نفس الوقت هو شايف beauty in Gatsby. Unmitigated disdain. So unmitigated disdain means extreme hate. This is too strong. He doesn't just hate him, he also loves Gatsby. صح؟ Grudging admiration. Yeah. Grudging admiration means إن بحترمه غصب عني عشان هو although أنا ما بحبوش في مميزات. So grudging means something you dislike. Admiration means something you would praise or respect. I like this. Unqualified praise is too extreme برضو. يعني he loves him extremely. Unqualified يعني من غير سبب no برضو. And a close friendship, I wouldn't say it's a close friendship عشان again there's some dislike there, and there's no support اللي بيورينا a close friendship, by the way. So we're going to go with answer B, grudging admiration. And the evidence هنقول عليها إجابة A, 56 until 65. That's where it shows us how he feels about Gatsby. Now, if you check the other answers, they don't show us grudging admiration, right? الباقي بيركزوا مثلا على تفاصيل Gatsby or Gatsby عمل ايه بس ما ركزش على the actual relationship between the narrator and Gatsby. Number 8, the narrator's father believes that. Another question about the narrator's father. Now, again, لو رجعنا قرأنا الfather اتكلمنا عن don't judge people عشان people are not as privileged as you. صح؟ So judgment should be reserved only for those worthy. No, it's not supported. معلش, it should be only for those who are worthy. Wealth is distributed unfairly at birth. وهنرجع لده ونرجع line numbers هنا على privilege. برضو في جزء كان بيكلمنا على privilege as well and how everybody is not the same. We'll show you these two parts. اتكلمنا على أول part بس هوريكم البارت ده. It says here, I'm still afraid of missing something if I forget. Oh, excuse me. نبدأ من هنا. Reserving judgment is a matter of infinite hope. I'm still afraid of something missing if I forget that. As my father snobbishly suggested, I snobbishly repeat, a sense of the fundamental decencies is parceled out unequally at birth. So fundamental decencies معناها يعني أساسيات الحياة. So it's parceled out متقسم unequally. So مش كلنا زي بعض. So wealth is distributed unfairly at birth. Enter C, criticizing others is a moral failing. هو ما بيقولش it's a moral failing. هو بيقول بس قبل ما تحكم شوف. And tolerance is overrated virtue. Well, احترام is overrated? I don't think so. We'll go with answer B here. Number 9, the narrator's tone in the passage can be described as. Okay, so how can we describe the tone of the narrator? So tone يرجع للword choice. Tone يرجع للword choice. So there's a few lines عايز أوريها لكم. Let's say line 70 something. I have it in my notes. Right here, for example, what foul dust floated in the wake of his dreams? Look at that. So بيتكلم عن dust مفسد floating in dreams. That's one thing I want to show you. Another set of lines I want to show you would be here. I want to know more riotous excursions with privileged glimpses into the human heart. Okay. And there's another set of line numbers here that show us that his father was snobbish. There's other line numbers بيتكلم عن infinite hope. And then here بيقول no, Gatsby turned out all right at the end. It is what preyed on Gatsby, what foul dust floated in the wake of his dreams that temporarily closed out my interest. So what is the tone? Nostalgic and sentimental? No. بسبب كلمة foul, snobbish. So it's not nostalgic and sentimental. Sentimental is too soft. Self-satisfied and moralistic. Is he moralistic? No برضو عشان هو أساسا بيعترف في عيوب عنده. Disillusioned yet hopeful. I like this answer, right? I like answer C. So يعني ايه disillusion? Disillusion معناها أنا شايف أنا عندي أفكار كويسة. I had good ideas بس بسبب reality ideas دول خلاص ماتوا. This shows disillusionment. So I like something, I enjoyed something, I loved something, but the truth showed me another face. And hopeful, but he's still hopeful, right? He's still hopeful. He still believes in people. عنده infinite hope. عنده عنده Gatsby. هو ما بيحبش الناس بس Gatsby شده وشد غير رأيه عن الناس. So I like answer C. Regretful and mournful. This is too depressing. He's not mournful. Nobody died or anything like that. So go number 9C. Number 10. What does the narrator mean when he describes the Middle West as the ragged edge of the universe? So finally here, it's like the ragged edge of the universe, right? The Middle West now seem like the ragged edge of the universe. لو قرأتوا الجزء ده هنلاقي basically هو رجع تاني رجع restless. So instead of being in the warm center of the world, outside. Instead of being in the center, outside of the center. Instead of being in focus, out of focus. So بيقول عليها it's the ragged edge of the universe. So it's a place of poverty and deprivation. No, it could mean that. This context بيقول إن لا, it's not about that. It is far from the center of important things. إجابة B. Its social fabric is fraying and damaged. Its culture is unsophisticated and provincial. Again, these could be correct, بس لازم نرجع للcontext ونشوف well, a context, what does it show us about the Middle West? And that's it. Okay, so this was passage fiction number 5. You can learn anything. Mr. Sam out.